Come on along, join the caravan. Hear the stories and the songs from 100 different lands. We've got puppets, films and rhymes, tales from once upon a time. There's always a show, rain or shine, just look for the smiling caravan sign. Come on along, join the caravan. Step right up, come right in. The show is about to begin.
Madeline's Rescue. In an old house in Paris that was covered with vines lived 12 little girls in 2 straight lines. They left the house at 9:30, in 2 straight lines, in rain or shine. The smallest one was Madeline. And nobody knew so well how to frighten Miss Clavel until the day she slipped and fell. Poor Madeline would now be dead, but for a dog that kept its head and dragged her safe from a watery grave. From now on, I hope you will listen to me. And here is a cup of chamomile tea. Good night, little girls. I hope you sleep well. Good night, dear Miss Clavel. Miss Clavel turned out the light. After she left, there was a fight about where the dog should sleep that night. The new pupil was ever so helpful and clever. The dog loved biscuits, milk, and beef, and they named it Genevieve. She could sing and almost talk, and enjoyed the daily walk. Soon the snow began to fly. Inside it was warm and dry, and 6 months passed quickly by. When the 1st of May came near, there was nervousness each year, for on that day there arrived a collection of trustees for the annual inspection. The inspection was most thorough, much to everybody's sorrow.
Tap, tap. Whatever can that be? Tap, tap. Come out and let me see. Oh, dear me, it's a dog. Isn't there a rule that says dogs aren't allowed in school?
Oh, yes, but the children love her so, said Miss Clavel. Please don't make her go.
I dare say,
said Lord Cuckoo-Face.
I mean, it's a perfect disgrace for young ladies to embrace this creature of uncertain race. Off with you. Go on, run. Scat. Go away and don't come back.
Madeline jumped on a chair. Lord Cuckoo-Face, she cried, beware! Miss Genevieve, noblest dog in France, you shall have your vengeance. It's no use crying or talking. Let's get dressed and go out walking. The sooner we're ready, the sooner we'll leave. The sooner we'll find Miss Genevieve. They went looking high and low, and every place a dog might go. In every place they called her name, but no one answered to the same. The gendarme said,
We don't believe we've seen a dog like Genevieve.
Hours after they had started, they came back home broken-hearted. Oh, Genevieve, where can you be? Genevieve, please come back to me. In the middle of the night, Miss Clavel turned on the light and said,
Something is not right.
An old street lamp shed its light on Miss Genevieve outside. She was petted, she was fed, and everybody went to bed. Good night, little girls. I hope you sleep well. Good night, dear Miss Clavel. Miss Clavel turned out the light, and again there was a fight, as each little girl cried, Genevieve is mine tonight. For a second time that night, Miss Clavel turned on her light, and afraid of a disaster, she ran fast and even faster.
If there's one more fight about Genevieve, I'm sorry, but she'll have to leave.
That was the end of the riot. Suddenly, all was quiet. For the third time that night, Miss Clavel turned on the light. And to her surprise, she found that suddenly there was enough hound to go all around. Madeline and the Bad Hat. In an old house in Paris that was covered with vines lived 12 little girls in 2 straight lines. They left the house at 9:30 in 2 straight lines, in rain or shine. The smallest one was Madeline. One day, the Spanish ambassador moved into the house next door.
Look, my darlings, what bliss, what joy! His Excellency has a boy.
Madeline said, It is evident that this little boy is a bad hat. In the spring, when birdies sing, something suddenly went zing, causing pain and shocked surprise during morning exercise. On hot summer nights, he ghosted. In the autumn wind, he boasted that he flew the highest kite. Year in, year out, he was polite. He was sure and quick on ice. And Miss Clavel said,
Isn't he nice?
One day, he climbed upon the wall and cried, Come, I invite you all. Come over sometime and I'll let you see my toys and my menagerie, my frogs and birds and bugs and bats, squirrels, hedgehogs, and 2 cats. The hunting in this neighborhood is exceptionally good. But Madeline said, Please don't molest us. Your menagerie does not interest us. He changed his clothes and said, I bet this invitation they'll accept. Madeline answered, A torero is not at all our idea of a hero. The poor lad left. He was lonesome and blue. He shut himself in. What else could he do? But in a short while, the little elf was back again and his old self. Said Miss Clavel,
It seems to me he needs an outlet for his energy. A chest of tools might be attractive for a little boy that's very active. I knew it. Listen to him play, hammering, sawing, and working away.
oh, but that boy was really mean. He built himself a guillotine. He was unmoved by the last look the frightened chickens gave the cook. He ate them, roasted, grilled, and frito. Oh, what a horror was Pepito. One day, when out to take the air, Madeline said, "Oh, look who's there." Pepito carried a bulging sack. He was followed by an increasing pack of all the dogs in the neighborhood.
That boy is simply misunderstood. Look at him bringing those doggies food.
He said, "Let's have a game of tag," and let a cat out of the bag. There were no trees, and so instead the cat jumped on Pepito's head. And now, just listen to the poor boy crying, "Oh, secours!" which you must cry if by any chance you're ever in need of help in France. Miss Clavel ran fast and faster to the scene of the disaster. She came in time to save the bad hat, and Madeline took care of the cat. There was sorrowing and pain in the embassy of Spain. The ambassadress wept tears of joy as she thanked Miss Clavel for saving her boy.
Nothing, said the ambassador, would cheer up poor Pepito more than a visit from next door. Only one visitor at a time. Will you go in first, Miss Madeline?
So Madeline went in on tiptoe and whispered, "Can you hear me, Pepito? It serves you right, you horrid brat, for what you did to that poor cat." "I'll never hurt another cat," Pepito said. "I swear to that. I've learned my lesson. Please believe I'm turning over a new leaf." "That's fine," she said. "I hope you do. We all will keep our eyes on you." And lo and behold, the former barbarian turned into a vegetarian. And the starling and turtle, the bunny and bat went back to their native habitat. His love of animals was such, even Miss Clavel said,
"It's too much."
The little girls all cried, "Woo-hoo!" But Madeline said, "I know what to do." And Madeline told Pepito that he was no longer a bad hat. She said, "You are our pride and joy. You are the world's most wonderful boy." And they went home and broke their bread and brushed their teeth and went to bed. And as Miss Clavel turned out the light, she said,
"I knew it would all come out right."
Madeline and the Gypsies. In an old house in Paris that was covered with vines lived 12 little girls in 2 straight lines. In 2 straight lines, they broke their bread and brushed their teeth and went to bed. They left the house at 9:30. The smallest one was Madeline. In another old house that stood next door lived the son of the Spanish ambassador. He was all alone. His parents were away. He had no one with whom to play. Please come. I invite you all to a wonderful gypsy carnival. Up and down and up, they hoped the wheel would never stop. Round and round the children cried, "Dear Miss Clavel, just one more ride." The big wheel stops, the passengers land. How fortunate there is a taxi stand. Hurry, children, off with these things. You'll eat in bed. Mrs. Murphy brings the soup of the evening. It is 9:30. Good heavens, where is Madeline? Poor Miss Clavel. How would she feel if she knew that on top of the Ferris wheel, in weather that turned from bad to rotten, Pepito and Madeline had been forgotten? It was downpouring more and more as he knocked on the Gypsies' caravan door. The Gypsy Mama with her umbrella went and got some help in the circus tent. With the aid of the strong man and the clown, Madeline was safely taken down. The Gypsy Mama tucked them in and gave them potent medicine. The big wheel was folded and the tent. They packed their wagons and away they went. For gypsies do not like to stay. They only come to go away. The gypsies taught them grace and speed and how to ride the circus steed. Madeline said, "It's about time we sent dear Miss Clavel a line." Poor Miss Clavel, a shadow of her former self from worrying because instead of 12, there were only 11 little girls, stopped brushing their curls and suddenly revived when the postal card arrived. "Thank heaven," she said, "the children are well. But dear, oh dear, they've forgotten how to spell." She studied the postmark, and then fast and faster, they rushed to the scene of the disaster. The Gypsy Mama didn't like at all what she saw in her magic crystal ball. Curved needle and some string, she sewed both the children in, and nobody knew what was inside the tough old lion's leathery hide. Said the lion, "We'd better go back. For if we're not in a zoo or circus, we'll surely be shot. They got to the tent in time for the show. Look, said Madeline, there are people we know. Dear Miss Clavel, at last we've found you. Please, let us put our arms around you. The gypsy mama sobbed her grief into her only handkerchief. The strong man suddenly felt weak, and tears were running down his cheek. Even the poor clown had to cry as the time came to say goodbye. The best part of a voyage, by plane, by ship, or train, is when the trip is over and you are home again.
Parents, the stories in the Children's Circle series are based on outstanding books for children, which you can get from your public library, bookstore, or from CC Studios, Weston, Connecticut, 06883. Please phone 1-800-KIDS-VID. In Connecticut, 1-222-0002.